Okay, so today we're going to be starting with a new value scale. This one, we are going to just have this rectangular little sheet of paper. So we're not going to have little squares inside of it. And we can either use all of our 6 pencil in our little box, or just one, or just a couple of them, whatever you prefer to create your value scale. So if you decide to use all of them, you're going to start with the 2H, then HB, B, 2B, 4B, and then 6B. Well, if you decide to use one, you can just pick whichever one. I suggest you use between a 2B and a 6B. Or you can just use like maybe between the 2B and the 6B if you want to get very, very dark on one side and very, very light on the other. So this is kind of what we're going to create. We're just going to go from light to dark. So just grab your piece of paper and we will get started. So I will start by going very, very lightly on my lighter side of the value scale. So I'm just putting very light pressure, and then I just start moving towards the opposite side and adding a little bit more pressure as I go on. So just keep adding more pressure, keep moving your pencil towards the right side until you reach the end of the value scale. So that is going to end up being your darkest dark area. So usually what I do then is I start filling in the other spots, going over my little value scale a little bit. And what you want is not to really see lines within your value scale. So just make sure you blend everything in nicely. I usually go in circles with my pencil to just make sure that everything is blended together. There's no white spots, and I stay within the lines that my rectangle is. If my dark side is not looking dark enough, what I'm going to do is grab a different pencil. So I grab the 4B in order to darken that dark area. So you just go over your 2B pencil and just darken it a little bit. If you decided to use all 6 pencils, obviously you're going to start with a 2H in the lighter area and then move up to the 6B in the darkest area. So you just can go over it a couple of times and still put less pressure as you move towards the lighter side. Just make sure you keep blending it, going in circular motions, get close to that line of your rectangle without getting outside of it, and just keeping a lighter pressure as you get to the lighter area. Once your value scale gradient is done, what you're going to do is cut it out and glue it to your sketchbook wherever you can find a spot, either in your value scale page or just a new page if you want to start a new one. So once you've cut it, glue it, and then label it gradient, just so we're sure that we know which one this one is. And then we are done for today's value scale.